Good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm Gary Schatt, and it's a tragic, painful day for Oklahoma State University and for the Cowboy basketball family. We're still in shock over what has happened, but we wanted to come together and provide you what details we do have, and also allow you to hear from Coach Brad Underwood and Mike Holder. So we will, they will each speak here in a few minutes, and then after they've both spoken, we'll take a few questions. We do want to provide, what details and facts we do have. We have the incident report from OSU Police, which we're handing out. There's a little bit of detail there. And then we also have a brief bio on Tyreek. As you know, he just arrived on campus July 5th, so he had just joined the basketball family. A final police report will not be available until an autopsy is done, which we understand the ME's office is probably going to begin that today, this afternoon, but it still may be several weeks before a final report is available. And so, and that will be public once the police investigation is over. And an investigation by the police is always required in an unexpected death. So they will complete their investigation. As far as practices during this time of year for basketball, basketball by the NCAA is allowed 8 hours of working with the team a week. 2 of that can be on the court. So it can be 2 on the court, 6 in strength and conditioning, or it can be all in strength and conditioning. And they were pretty much wrapping up their summer workouts. They were completing some workouts on the stairs yesterday, the football stadium stairs. That was the workout they were going through. When they were finished with those, Tyreek sat down. Did not appear to be struggling or was not in distress during the actual workout, but at the end he sat down at the top of the stairs. Some individuals from the basketball staff and team went up and checked on him, saw there were some issues, 911 was called. And as far as that timeline, Stillwater Fire was notified at 5:04 p.m. They dispatched at 5:05. And arrived at 5:08 at the stadium. LifeNet was notified at 5:04. They were dispatched at 5:05, and they arrived at 5:11. He arrived at Stillwater Medical Center at 5:48 p.m., and he was pronounced dead at 6:23. One other thing that I would provide, we have already checked as far as the requirements from a physical standpoint. Federal privacy laws do not allow us to provide personal health information, but I can tell you that we go through a thorough series of tests, which includes blood work, a complete family history questionnaire to determine any concerns that would prohibit an athlete from participating in any of our sports or working out. And that, all of that was followed in this case. So with that, first we will hear from Coach Brad Underwood. As you know, he was out of town doing player evaluations and got back into town last night. So we will now let Coach Underwood share his thoughts.
Well, I'm going to apologize beforehand, because I get pretty emotional. One of the reasons I came to Oklahoma State was because of the family atmosphere, because it fits and is very conducive to how we build a program. And there's no worse feeling than getting a call about one of your players that is like this. This is my 30th year as a coach, and I've never ever had to do this. So Ty was here 17 days He was a junior college transfer that was it's a great process in terms of his recruitment, because as soon as he got to campus, he fell in love with this place, and he fell in love with what we're about. We were in the get to know process with him as well, in terms of who he was as a person. It's well documented. He had signed with Ole Miss and was not allowed to, due to some SEC rules, transfer rules, and we got Tyreek. That young man was fired up to be a Cowboy, and he said that so often on his visit, and it made it just right, and it felt great. This is the hardest couple of days I've ever experienced in my coaching life, and you say goodbye to players when they graduate, and that's one thing. Making that phone call to a mother is there's no words. And it's a tragic day. It's a sad, sad day. And 21-year-old young man that had his whole world in front of him. And I was extremely proud to have been involved in a very little part in his life. And
Thank you, Coach. And Mike Holder. Mike.
Yeah, I regret that we're all here together to talk about this. Obviously, I'm devastated. Coach Underwood's devastated. The whole OSU family, from the basketball program to the greater university, and dealing with this is not something that you're ever prepared for. If you're a parent losing a son or a daughter, that's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be the reverse. This young man came in, blessed us with his talents, his hopes, his dreams, his aspirations, and our job was to work with him, coach him, cajole him, and do everything in our power to help those dreams come true and send him off into the world and change the world, be a husband, a father. It's not going to happen for Tyreek. And dreams are supposed to begin here. They're not supposed to end. Unfortunately, in this case, there's not a happy ending to this. We grieve for the family, his mother, extended family. I grieve for the basketball coaches and all the players. I mean, everybody's really doesn't know what to do about this. We're all shocked. Our university has a great support system. We got a lot of great people from the top to the bottom, and graduates, and throughout the state of Oklahoma. We're blessed to be in the Big 12 Conference. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me today to tell us how sorry they are and how they grieve for us. Got a text message last night from Sam Presti and the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's professional basketball, but we're all brothers in the game of athletics and all that it involves. I've heard other messages from other coaches and athletic directors in Division I. We're all in this together, and everybody understands the consequences of something like this. I appreciate all that support. I'm like everyone in here and everybody out there in the media and the family. Number one, Tyreek's family, and then our basketball program. I've got a lot of questions about this, and how could it happen to us on our campus? It's never happened before, at least to my knowledge, and we certainly don't want to ever have it happen again. I don't have any answers today, and probably, as I said, the same questions you have are the ones in my mind as the guy in charge here where the buck stops. And at the appropriate time, we'll delve into this and try to come up with some answers. And at the very least we can do at this tragic moment in time is somehow, some way end up in a better place because of this. And with that, I'll close and turn it back over to Gary and see if we have any questions.
Obviously, this was very difficult to turn around within 24 hours and ask Coach Underwood to talk about a family member. But we really felt it was important to meet with you all and share our thoughts and try to answer what questions we can. But we really don't have a lot more information, but we will take a few questions.
Were the players supervised? And was there medical personnel on hand?
We have standard medical personnel that were there. We had I know that our strength and conditioning coach was there. One of our trainers was there. I'm confident, and I'm just speaking here without having been there, but that they were adequately hydrated. So we felt like we had adequate measures in place, but well, like I said, we'll re-examine everything we do.
Yes, they're medical. I mean, one of the training staff was one of the first people to get to him. So certainly they're there on site when they're doing workouts such as this.
If football has gotten away from working in extreme heat, why would anybody think there are benefits for any other athletes to work? When it's like this current heat wave?
You know, it was obviously hot yesterday, and you know, in competitive athletics, you're always pushing. If you want to be great at something, you've got to push the envelope. So that's what conditioning is all about. I can't adequately address that question today about the heat. That's certainly one of the questions we'll ask, and we'll have a better answer than what I can give today down the road sometime.
Is there an athletic department policy or guidelines when it comes to high temperatures, or is it just up to the team, or what's kind of policy there?
I would say that it's more of a function of the strength and conditioning staff as a whole. I think I've got a lot of confidence in our staff here, Rob Glass on down. I've seen a lot of great things happen in there. Tell people all the time that the most compelling, the most, I'm trying to get the right word, the most significant changes in a young athlete's life probably at this institution happened either in the academic center or in the weight room. I consider that weight room and strength and conditioning program the heart and soul of the heartbeat of our athletic program. So we take a lot of pride in it, and I'm confident in our staff. But we evaluate our operating procedures, our protocols on a daily basis. That's just part of coaching and athletics. You're always striving to get better. And so obviously, absolutely, we'll take this tragedy and look at it and try to figure out if there was something that could have been done to prevent it. And if there's changes that need to be made, we'll make those. But I can't answer any of those questions today, unfortunately. It's just enough trying to deal with the devastating loss and the shock and the trauma that comes along with this.
How long was the workout, and of that workout, how long were they outside?
I can't answer that question. I'm sorry.
Have people been through a lot from this transfer process to personal life? Can we get a little insight into his character as an athlete and his team commitment?
I didn't hear the last part of that, please.
Just a little bit of insight into his character and work ethic as an athlete.
You know, I don't know him very well. I'm in that weight room just about every morning, and I got to know him in that weight room over the 17 days. Probably I was in there for, I'm going to guess conservatively, 8 or 10 of his workouts. But I'm just watching. I'm not really getting to know him about his character.
Well, he was loved by his teammates. He was a jokester. He had a great way. He had a great way with people. He was, and I said this earlier. He was so excited to be a Cowboy. He was a sponge. when it comes to wanting to be a very good basketball player and a very good teammate, and dealt with him in individual workouts those 2 hours a week, and his commitment to our team was very significant, and was a very, very popular teammate.
So there, question regarding protocol. At the moment, there are no rules, regulations, if that's the right word, regarding working out in the heat?
I don't really know how to adequately answer that at this time. As I said, we put a lot of confidence and faith in our strength and conditioning staff, and that's a question that I'll come up with an answer at a later date for you.
You know, the immediate speculation, Coach Holder, at least social media, and just a couple of people I talked to, was, well, maybe he had an enlarged heart, because it's kind of an unfortunately common cause of this kind of an issue. The kind of physical examination you guys do before you clear somebody to work, would it detect an enlarged heart, or could that have been a condition maybe that you just weren't aware of?
I'm not confident in answering that, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to because of HIPAA.
Right. I mean, we can't talk about individuals, but the tests we do are very thorough, and, you know, he was out there working out. So those are the kind of things you just asked about. Those are part of our series of tests.
Gary, did you get an indication when you can expect some sort of notification on the cause of death?
No, I mean, I'm not sure how long that might take. A lot of it depends on what else is going on. With the Enid plane crash last night, that one is also being looked at, so really don't know. Jenny?
You mentioned some of the specifics about the workout. I'm curious, were all players there, and was it Jake and Steve overseeing, or can you just sort of give me some specifics on the people that were there yesterday?
I think all but one player was there. I think we had a player that was going home for a family commitment, might have been a wedding, I'm not sure what it was, but everybody else was there. And yes, our trainer was there and our strength and conditioning coach. I know that for sure, yes.
Can you kind of give me inside, again, sort of a rules and regulations question, certifications, licenses, that those two would have to oversee that? I'm not up to date on that.
Well, I'm not sure how to answer that question.
And I missed it. Sorry.
The strength and conditioning staff and the athletic trainers, certifications, licenses that they would need to have to oversee that workout, is there anything within rules and regulations that would determine that?
Well, I mean, I can't speak to those individuals, but certainly our staff goes through those tests and certifications, and they wouldn't be out there if they weren't certified, so.
Okay, well,
Is
Steve
that-
Condon has not been certified nationally since, well, we don't know when, but his national certification has expired. Can you talk a little bit about where that process is with him?
I don't know. I mean, we can see if we can get an answer to that. I mean, he's just arrived on campus, so I don't know how long he's even been on campus, but obviously he's new to the staff. He's got years of experience at all levels, so.
At this point, he does not have current national certification.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not sure so the question was related to his certification. Again, he's new on campus, and I believe he's in that process of getting it, but I don't know that for certain where that stands. But he's certainly been certified. He's had years of experience in this field.
Coach Underwood, where were you when you got the call, and how immediately were you able to get back to Stillwater?
I was sitting in a gym in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's an evaluation period for us, and received that phone call, immediately left, and checked out of my hotel and was very fortunate to be able to get home late last evening.
Brad, you said that not had to deal with something like this, and this is obviously a roadmap you're not aware of on how to proceed emotionally and psychologically with your team. Do you have any ideas, any thoughts since you heard the news, how you might at least go about the next 24 hours?
The players in this program are the most important right now. 18 to 22-year-old young people dealing with something that at this point of their lives they've probably not dealt with much, and nor have any of us. And to be there, support them. We have unbelievable met with counseling services this morning. They were in the locker room with our players. Feel very, very confident in that. And then moving forward, we'll put a game plan together that is literally day by day. That's the only way that we're going to approach this and work through this together. And we talk a lot about family, and we are a family, and we'll get through, we'll continue to move forward with a lot of people's helps and prayers, and do it together.
Did you address the team collectively?
I did this morning, yes.
Characterize how that went?
Somber. It's a sad day. They lost a brother, and so days. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It was a very, very somber locker room, and they lost a brother who was extremely well liked, and a part of what they were striving to do, and in terms of building a successful unit, and it was quite somber.
The workout yesterday, to answer the earlier question, was about 40 minutes. It was a 40-minute workout, so they were completing that at the time. I think we'll take one more question. I think, does anybody have a final? Sure.
You obviously weren't there to experience the heat in Stillwater when the workout was going on, but knowing the heat index was over 100 degrees while they were doing this workout, is it safe to do that kind of workout in that heat?
Well, I think that as Coach Holder mentioned, we have tremendous faith in our staff and what the hydration that they're tremendous confidence in those people, and they're professionals at what they do.
And Coach Underwood mentioned to us that he's been doing outdoor workouts for 29 years. So he certainly, this isn't anything new as far as conditioning for the basketball team. Jenny, you were going to ask a question. Did you have another?
Yeah. Just, Mike, you had mentioned the outpouring that you got from fans and alums and people inside and outside OSU. Unfortunately, you've had to sit in this position in the wake of a tragedy several times. Is it almost unbelievable to, again, sort of find the OSU family going through this?
I can't get my mind around it, especially our basketball programs. We had 2 plane crashes. Now we've had this. OSU athletics have been around a long time. I can't remember how many decades. Let's just round it off and guess at 90 years, 80 years. And we've never lost a brother. We've never lost an athlete. No one's ever had to deal with this. So I can't imagine anything more traumatic, more troubling, more devastating than what we're dealing with today. And our number one goal is to try to figure out some way to get through this with the family, especially the family, and then try to take this tragic incident and figure out a way to make it into a positive. Right now, that's hard to see, but somehow, some way, we've got to try to make that happen.
Well, thank you again for being here. We certainly want to, it's already been said, but extend our sympathy and thoughts and prayers to Tyreek's family. They obviously are going through terrible, terrible loss. And also just thoughts to our basketball family as well. So we appreciate everyone being here, and thank you.
I'd like to just say one other thing.
Sure.
A few years ago, we had a slogan that was pretty popular, Cowboys Forever. You know, that young man was here only 17 days, but trust me, he's a Cowboy forever. And we'll carry him close to our heart, closer right now, because it's so near. It happened just yesterday, but I'm sure throughout this entire season, we're going to keep his spirit alive. Every time that team gets together, every game we play, every practice we have, and even after the season's over. No. You know, a patch is great, but what really counts is what is in your heart.
Thank you.